What is going on, Toronto Raptor fans? We just had a nail biter. It's hard to maintain any kind of nails if you are a Toronto Raptor fan. Again, just like the other day in Chicago when we were up 16, which, by the way, check out Raptors in black and white last week. I called it that the Bulls and specifically Kobe White have the Raptors number, but that was just a horrible ending to the game, fouling him on his last 3-point shot when we were up by four. I don't know why we're not just automatically fouling right on the play, um, to before there's a shot so that they can get a two-shot free throws. But instead, they fouled him on the three, and he managed to hit the free throw as well to tie it. And then they had a ridiculous ending of the game where Scotty Barnes in isolation tried to do it. They almost coughed it up again tonight. Same type of ending where they're going to Barnes. I mean, luckily, the last two possessions, they just had some bad luck, I guess. They actually gave the ball to Quickly. They tried to do a play around to RJ didn't hit the rim, so therefore it was a shot clock violation because we actually ended up getting the rebound. So that's maybe just some learning curves from the young team. I mean, even RJ, as much as he's been in the league a few years, he's only 24. But yeah, the story of this game was Mr. Quickly. I mean, again, too, I think if Jakob's not on a minutes restriction, even that Chicago game, we're not losing. We're not losing this one either. I mean, Orlando, kind of funny playing in Orlando that Orlando Robinson had so many minutes, he actually fouled out of the game in this one with six fouls. He only had 6 points. Not too horrible from the field, 2 of 4, but that's what you should be if you're, a big guy at the rim shooting most of your shots in the paint. He did have a 3-point attempt from the corner, which again was not. I do like it when the announcers agree with me, where I'm watching the game going, "What are you doing, kicking?" Like the momentum had shifted, and Orlando was coming back in this one. Like I said, we were up 14, and it was getting down. It was 10, then it was 10 even for a bit back and forth, 10, 10, 10, 104, 94. Uh, and Scotty Barnes comes down, and sure, Orlando Robinson is open in the corner for a three, but there's a reason. This guy's a big. They know we can't hit him. I mean, practice those in practice. Don't practice those in game time. And he missed. And that continued the momentum. We are so lucky that Franz Wagner did not hit a little free throw because not only are we, not doing what we did to dominate the game with the ball movement and the quick. I'm starting to buy into Darko's sort of hang on to it for half a second and then get rid of it and have a play to keep it moving. We started doing ISO one-on-one even when we got it out of Barnes's hands. Other guys were doing the same thing, and so lucky that on the second last play, I guess, our possession, we're trying to inbound it. And they're trying to get it to quickly because they know they're going to foul, likely, because they're only down by two. And they do a bonehead bounce pass, and RJ kind of fumbles it. I mean, not RJ, Manuel quickly kind of fumbles it and then knocks it out of bounds. And it was a turnover. Not good. These are the kind of things that we've got to stop doing because overall, Manuel quickly had a great game and was really the reason that we were able to pull this one out. He in the fourth quarter just went nuts. He took over. I mean, a little bit in the end of the third too. But yeah, he just there was a stretch where RJ was on the bench and Barnes, wasn't getting it done. Barnes ended up with 10 points in this game. 5 of 12 from the field. Thank goodness he wasn't jacking up threes. I think he seems to have calmed down on that. They must be trying to get quickly the ball because he had 7 attempts, only had two though. 2 of 7 is not great for Emmanuel quickly. He's been hitting threes at, a 40% clip. So he should have at least had 3 of those 7. But overall, 24 points. It's funny. I watched a podcast just today about is Emmanuel quickly worth the contract that we have paid him? And overall, I was thinking these guys got to just chill out that we're on it. There were, I don't know, 4 guys, some Raptor broadcast guys. I don't know if they do radio or what they were. They were referencing being on broadcast and stuff. I kind of recognized a couple of them. But overall, they were saying that Quickly's not worth it. And I think that you got to give this guy a little bit of runway, not tons, but this season lots of hype at the beginning of the year. I picked the Raptors to be like sixth, I think. But we started out injured, right away. And Emmanuel Quickly was one of the people that got injured. And he was a guy that we had high expectations from because coming over in the trade for OG, he was a bench guy. First time he started being given the reins as the starting point guard. And there's going to be some growing pains. I mean, there's new pressure on him. There's new schemes. He's going against the number one defenses on the other side of the ball. So anyway, give him some credit. Ended up with 24 points today, 8 of 19. Not the most efficient. Doing quick math, that's around what, 45%, I think. Maybe 43, but maybe 46. Um, so yeah, not horrible, but the 2 of 7 from three, not great. He hit all of his free throws though, thank goodness. That's probably what got him to the 24 points. Yeah, other Jakob's playing amazing. He had 16. He was only in there 26 minutes on a minute restriction. Um, Other guys, Jamal Shed, man, Jamal Shed. Wow, this guy solid. I'm liking it. And I'm liking the hair too, puffed out. I don't know what was with Scotty Barnes' hair today. Scotty had it braided, and from behind, it actually looked like a basketball. It looked like the design on a basketball, sort of like this with the lines. He had the part down the middle, and then he had the lines going off, just like this part here of the basketball. And I don't know if that's some kind of decoy thing, and maybe they're supposed to get confused and think that, that is the ball and grab his head or something. I don't know. And speaking of head, Grady Dick got slammed in the face. Oh, that did not look good. As a guy, I've actually had an accident when I was a kid and smashed my face, and it's so painful. It's obviously such a sensitive area, and if you look at the replay, which hopefully I'm going to get replays on here soon. Actually, I think I'm figuring out how I can put replays on here. So I put my top 5 plays on pause until I get that figured out, and I'm going to actually show the highlight of the play. That's my plan anyway. I'm hoping it's all a learning curve, even for me on here on YouTube, learning how to edit and do all that stuff. But go back and look. RJ was coming in hard on a play, backing in, and he ended up hitting the Orlando Magic player, who then back of his head smashed Grady Dick right in the face. And then Grady Dick went down and bashed his head on the ground. And then to add insult to injury, RJ tripped as he was backing into that guy and then landed on Grady Dick's leg. Not good. He did not return from the game, and he only had 2 points. He only ended up with 16 minutes. It's been so interesting the last few games because we're actually getting the starting lineup that we've wanted. And against Chicago, they came out, looking good. In this game, we came out looking good. The final score ended up being 104, 102, but 27-19 after the first quarter. They outscored us in the second quarter, but still not enough. Then we took a lead of, I think it was one into the half. Then we came back in the third quarter, 33-25. Yeah, really, really solid. Seeing this starting lineup of Barnes, Pirtle, Barrett, Quickley, and Dick, even though we know that this is going to change quickly, probably, no pun intended there, it's going to change as soon as Brandon Ingram ends up being in the starting lineup because obviously he's not coming off the bench. I mean, maybe it's slightly possible that the first couple of games he does, so they can just get him out there and get the feel of him. But I would imagine respect wise and the contract that we signed him to, I mean, he's our second highest paid player, Mr. Barnes, going forward. So I'm sure he's going to be starting. And I'm taking a stab that Mr. Grady Dick is going to be the one that gets pushed to the coming off the bench role. But I mean, heck, he could be a hell of a 6 man, could potentially even be a 6 man of the year kind of guy if he can maintain his 3 point average, up around the 40s. So yeah, wow. Overall, disappointing slightly because they were referencing some of the percentages for first overall pick, and this does not help us in the standings. We end up, pardon me, we end up losing ground to somebody like the Utah Jazz, who we actually could catch, and we're playing them a few times in the next few weeks. Probably we're going to beat them. This is where the whole schedule is going to really just be our Achilles heel, I think, to try and maintain the position that we've got. Luckily, Brooklyn's got 3 losses less than us, and they've been playing pretty decent. And the 76ers have sort of stopped their slide, having Tyrese Maxey step up and kind of take over with Joel Embiid not playing. Interesting. I don't know if it's true. I got to look into it. I heard that the Sixers are trying to force Joel Embiid to retire or something if he can't come back after this injury, maybe to try and get him off the books. But I don't know if that's true. That was just said to me in passing by another Raptor fan who happens to live in my home. Um, so yeah, but hey, I predicted them winning again. Check out this morning, did the Raptors in black and white, and I was saying last week I was exactly right with every game. Them going 1-3, knowing they were going to beat the Suns. Pardon me. And this week I think they're going to do the opposite. They're going to go 3-1, and they've started out on the right foot. I think that I thought they were going to take this one. They seem to like these Sunday games. Next game is against Orlando. In Orlando again. This is that weird sort of back-to-back thing they're doing, or like not back-to-back. It's like a home and home, but it's not their home. It's they stay home. They did one against Atlanta the other day too, and they're not very common in the NBA. I don't understand why they don't do them more often, truthfully, because I think the flying is costs more than an extra hotel night. Which if they're on a road trip, they're going to have the hotel regardless of where they are. So I don't know why they don't do this more often, where they have a game and then another game. It actually helps create rivalries, I think, too, when you see the same team, back to back for the fans. They start to, recognize the players, and you get those matchups where you're like, Scotty Barnes, we don't like that guy. Or on our side, we're going Bankero and Franz Wagner. We don't want to watch them rip us apart. Thank goodness Mr. Suggs was not in this one for the Orlando Magic. I don't think it would have made a difference. He sucks. The guy's name Suggs, so we all know that he's not that great. Obviously, that's why the Raptors picked Scotty Barnes instead of him in the draft. Then they had Gary Harris and Caleb Houston was also out for them. Yeah, again, not anyone super major. Not a bad game, Ben Carroll, 23. Usually, if he's playing against us, the Raptors seem to lose to Orlando, so that was nice. And Franz Wagner, who is on my fantasy team, so I'm kind of glad that he got some points because I am in first place in my fantasy basketball. I'm tied for first, and the person that I'm tied with beat me earlier head to head in the season, so he's actually listed ahead of me. And we're going head to head tonight, and I'm going to give you that little update, and then we can get out of here. But yeah, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. Hit me up with some comments. I got a comment from my number one fan, and I appreciate that. So please, comment again. He was commenting on the tankathon going on in Toronto. But look at that. I'm up 743 to 568. I think I got this in the bag because there cannot be that many games. I know there's some 10 o'clock games out west, but look at that, man. 181, does that say I got today? Holy magol. That's pretty good. If I've only got 743 on the week, you can do the math. There were 7 days, and when it counts, I'm pulling it out here. So anyway, yeah, look, Franz Wagner. Oh, he only got me 18, but anyway, enough of that. Thanks for watching. Like I said, please like, subscribe, give me a comment, and we will see you guys again when we play Orlando next, which is oh no, what am I doing here? Where's the schedule? I had it up. Oh, I lost it because I went to my fantasy basketball. Stupid idiot. I think it's on Tuesday that we play Orlando again, so I'll see you guys then. Everybody knows we got to put Mr. Beast forward for president. If you don't watch some of the videos that he does out there, the guy is super philanthropic and seems to genuinely care. So, maybe we could get somebody in government in the U.S. That actually is helping the people instead of just saying that they're helping the people and then really doing their own behind the scenes thing and attacking Canada and trying to annex our country and yeah. Anyway, so yeah, hit me with a like if you think that we should not become the 51st state. Appreciate it, and we'll see you guys on Tuesday.